Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm Cory Mitchell, and welcome to the other side. His side, her side, and the truth.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometimes, I want to spend some time with you.
To my right, I got Miss Janice.
What's up, everyone? What's up?
What's going on? Everything's good?
Everything's good.
Alright, so you have two kids.
I do.
You have two kids, right? And so what I'm trying to find out is what was your struggles in raising your two kids?
I had many struggles as a single parent. I have two different fathers for my children.
Okay.
And so I have a son that's 24. I have a daughter that's 20.
Okay.
But it was rough. It was rough raising them by myself.
Okay.
My son's father, he had him for a little while. So he did have a relationship for a small bit.
Okay.
But when I finally got him and moved him up here with me, that's like when all communication stopped, you know.
Okay. Money?
Child
support?
Put him on child support.
Okay.
You know, he was able to, he had his own business.
Okay.
So he was able to fudge the numbers so the court wouldn't see all his money.
And that's a damn shame, but go ahead.
And so I got $125
Okay.
a month.
Wow.
And it was just rough. It was really rough. I have to say, I worked for a Fortune 500 company.
Okay.
I wasn't making any Fortune 500 money.
Okay. That's how it works sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I had to choose between keeping a roof over my kid's head, keeping a car to get to work, gas, lights.
Okay, so during this time, is there any communication with the father at all?
No.
No communication?
No.
Okay, so he don't know how his son is living at
No.
this point. Wow, that's crazy. That's a bad look, for
No.
real.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with my daughter's father, you know, he was in and out of her life, but he wasn't really there like a girl needs her father.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And as far as the money thing, you know, he didn't want the white people in his business, so, you know, he talked me into not going to take child support out on him.
Okay.
Foolish of me. And, you know, I got like probably $300 or something a month for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, though. So, it's always important to know why these fathers are acting the way they act.
I can't answer that.
So let me ask you some questions. So did you ever take your children away from their fathers?
No.
At any time?
No.
You never took them out of town and didn't let them know about it?
They didn't care if I did.
Okay. Did you ever set a time and say, hey, you can pick up your daughter or your son at this time? Did you ever ask them that and they...
No, I would just say, come get them.
And would they show up and get them?
No.
Never showed up?
No. But I will give my daughter's father a little credit. He was there, but he wasn't there enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he wasn't there the crucial times in her life when she really needed a father.
Wow.
You know. And let's get back to my struggle.
Let's talk about the struggles.
Okay.
Okay.
So, got to choose between keeping the roof over your head or paying the light bill, paying the water bill, paying the gas bill. Many times we would have a roof,
Yeah.
but we wouldn't have no gas, we wouldn't have no lights, we wouldn't have no water.
Mm.
Not all at the same time,
Right,
but
right.
something got turned off.
Gotcha.
Just so I could keep my car got to pay for car insurance, and got to keep a roof over her head. So those were the major things that had to get done.
Right.
And my daughter is so funny. She would say when the water got turned off and we have to go to Publix to get a whole bunch of gallons of water so we could take a bath and, cook and whatever. She said, this is struggle water. She called it struggle water.
That's what she called it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was rough.
It was rough.
And no help.
No help for nobody. Family members, nobody helping, nobody chiming in, pitching in, nothing. All right, so no assistance from no family, and you weren't getting no money from the fathers.
Right.
What about the state? Did you ever get on the state?
No. So when I applied for child support, they ask you about, if you want child food stamps and all of that, and I was denied. I made too much money, which I could never understand because it's just me.
It's just you.
Me with 2 kids.
Right.
And I don't understand that definition of make too much money when you can barely keep the lights on, keep the gas on.
Absolutely.
And then many times, I wouldn't say many times, but there were times when we only had to eat what was in the house.
Right. Right.
We'd make egg sandwiches and, we have starch.
Mayonnaise sandwiches?
No, just
No
egg
mayonnaise
sandwiches, no.
Okay, because I know about that government cheese.
Yeah.
I know about that government
But
cheese.
we had potatoes, no
Okay.
meat,
Okay. And I'll tell you right now, my brother and I, we couldn't afford milkshake, so we did sugar milk.
I remember that.
You remember sugar milk?
I remember.
I don't know if y'all know about sugar milk, but that was milk, throw some sugar, stir it up. That's the milkshake. That's
Times were hard. Let me actually tell you that my mother was a single mother.
Okay.
She raised me by herself. My father left. Well, she actually left my father when I was a itty bitty baby.
Okay.
So she raised me from a baby to to when I was 14.
Okay.
So I didn't really have my father there.
Right.
When I needed him. I will give him a little bit of credit. I moved in with him and my stepmom when I was 14. But, my father had his own demons, so he wasn't really there when I needed him to be. So I made wrong decisions with men.
Got you.
I was in abusive relationships.
Got you.
So that's why I wanted my daughter's father to be there for her, so she wouldn't have to go through the same thing I've been through.
And welcome to the other side. Let me ask you this. So, I would imagine that had to create a real bitter hate towards him.
I was.
Okay.
But my life has really changed from back then. That was, my son is 24.
Gotcha.
My baby was a baby when that happened.
Got you.
And I have a better life now.
Right.
My daughter's in college.
Okay.
She's doing very well.
Okay.
So my life changed a lot. So there's no bitterness.
No bitterness.
No.
Wow.
I think God take us through things for a reason. And I was just lucky to get to the other side.
Absolutely.
Where I can actually enjoy life.
Absolutely.
And not be abused.
Right.
Not have to struggle whether I got a roof over my head, I got food. I don't have to worry about the lights getting turned off and stuff like that. Life is better. So,
Okay, so let me ask you this. So, I know in just my situations, time in terms of my job.
Go ahead.
I work a lot. So that kind of interferes a little bit with how much I see my son.
Right.
I depended heavily, and I still depend heavily on the court system, because the court system is what works for my schedule, So my son is involved in a lot of stuff, baseball. He has events at school like orchestra and things of that nature. A lot of times I can't make his events because I'm still at work.
Right.
Sometimes I think people hold that against you in some kind of way, whereas, people have to understand, like, my life is not like your life.
Yeah, people don't understand what
They don't
your
understand.
life is.
Exactly. So, in that, my job though is not the best job for the flexibility to where I can be at every single function that my son has, right? And so now as a kid, a kid looking at that, they don't really understand the responsibilities of life, of take care of a household, making sure them bills paid, making sure when them birthday times come, I got that money to, hey man, here go a gift here, Dad was thinking about you, here you go, Those things are major, major, major important.
But let me ask you something. How did you get to this? What made you want to start a podcast?
Oh, wow. I have so many reasons for the podcast. The podcast really is so that other people that's in my position, maybe my story can kind of help them.
Well, what's your story? I mean, what's your position?
Yeah, so my position is this. When my son was born, maybe up to maybe 6 months or so, I was in a financial turmoil, really. My life was kind of unstable.
Right.
Trying to depend on family members never works. And even whatever current relationship at the time, I didn't get the support that I needed. So I had to make a real, one of my hardest decisions ever. And it was to leave him. I had to go drive trucks and had to kind of go away for a minute. But even in that transition, I always made sure I was there for his birthday.
Right.
I was there for the holidays. I was there just in between times.
Just being a good father.
Just still, even though I had extreme circumstances, I still wanted to be in his life. I was going to do everything I could.
You're the difference that I had. My kid's father didn't want to be in their lives like that.
Well,
so you did. So I commend you for that. Yes,
I appreciate that. And so it was just real rough. I mean, I didn't have the money to really send the child support that but I was sending what I could. Like I never just abandoned it, but I was sending what I could.
So your son's mom never took you to court?
She never took me to court. I actually took her to court.
What?
Yeah, I took her to court. I put myself on child support.
What?
Because I wasn't running away from my responsibility.
Okay, let's stop right there.
Okay.
You did what?
Yes. I took her to court, and I just had to fight. And one thing I want to say, nobody should ever be in a situation where they should have to fight the other parent.
I agree.
Just to be involved in their kids' lives.